Is your boy Charlie here, and I am here with my boy Dave Duran. He is live in the 305, and we are here to break down NXT War Games for you. Now, I'm super excited about War Games, having been at NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and basically seeing all of these stories start from the beginning where the seeds were planted at War Games Brooklyn to where they are now. So really excited to see how the next chapter unfolds. Dave and I want to take a quick look at the card, go over each of the events one by one, see who we think is going to come out on the winning side, the losing side, what the implications of that will be. And since there's only 4 matches, this is going to be a very short video. I know that me and Dave can run on quite a bit. This one's going to be a little bit shorter based on the actual number of matches within NXT War Games. But we're also going to cover what I'm calling the Phantom match, the match that was supposed to take place but for some odd reason isn't, in Matt Riddle and Kassius Ohno. So, Dave, let's start there. Let's start with Matt Riddle and Kassius Ohno. I kind of feel a little bit aggravated and slighted that this match is not going to be on the NXT TakeOver card. I feel like you're wasting an opportunity for a Matt Riddle debut.
It could have helped him out right now. I mean, he's just starting his NXT career. It would have been an awesome win because he was going to go over regardless.
Absolutely.
It would have been an awesome fucking win. Because I went to NXT a week ago or a week and a half ago, and man, everyone was going crazy for that dude.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, they were going crazy.
I'm actually going to cut into the video. I'll put the video that you had of Matt Riddle calling me out, to giving me the word on the street right about here.
Charlie, word on the street. What's up, bro?
Literally, they gave a pay-per-view build to this match. You had Kassius Ohno come out, talk about how he's the gatekeeper to NXT, and he wants to stop William Regal's favorites, and he's going to knock out anybody that tries to come to the door. And then you're going to give that to us on a regular NXT event. I mean, let's face it. NXT has a lot of talent graduating to the main roster over the next couple months. So many of these guys are going to be leaving very soon. They need guys like Riddle, like Ricochet, to be able to step up and take those spots. And they really just handicap themselves because now Riddle's going to have to wait another 4 months to be on a pay-per-view.
I can see it why they don't want to put him, because I feel like he probably still needs a little bit more tweaking on TV, especially WWE TV. You know how their recordings are. So I mean, I don't hold it against WWE, but I mean, I would have loved to see him against someone else other than Kassius Ohno, because to me, Kassius Ohno was just like,
Well, Chris Hero, I have a lot of respect for him. He had some great matches in the indies. WWE hasn't let him be much more than the role that they used to have Dolph Ziggler in, and that kind of break them in type of role into NXT. But, I mean, it would have been a solid win over a veteran talent for Matt Riddle coming in to be introduced to the audience. I know that NXT has a lot of indie fans, but there are mainstream fans that watch NXT as well, and this would have been their first real true exposure to Matt Riddle, and I feel like he's being robbed of that, and I'm kind of disappointed that, look, WWE owns their damn network.
I feel like, listen, he's going to have greater moments down the line.
But WWE owns their damn network. They couldn't have done that on a pre-show. They have to wait till the following week on NXT.
I agree with you. Like, that part, I don't understand what's the fucking point of having a network if you're not.
Run over 15 minutes. We would have loved to see Matt Riddle. It's ridiculous. So now outside
of fucking network.
Yep. Now outside of that, Dave, let's go over the card. We've got 4 matches that are going to be taking up 3 hours of our life.
That's right.
That's a lot of matches. Now, granted, the way that the War Games time slot works, that almost breaks itself into a half an hour itself before the full match is going on. But we've got 4 pretty solid matches. So let's run down the card and see what's going to be going on at War Games.
So at War Games, I guess, I don't know in which order, but the order The match card is here. It's Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano.
So this was an interesting build-up, right?
Yes, sir.
Probably one of the best build-ups on WWE programming outside of Gargano and Ciampa over the past couple of years. You had the whole who attacked Aleister Black storyline. And it turns out to be everyone's favorite face, which is interesting. Look, again, going back to Daniel Bryan, right? I think Johnny's character was getting a little bit stale. But I don't see this necessarily as a full heel turn because I don't know if you've been watching Johnny on social media, but Johnny's been putting out tweets like things like hashtag, like trending worldwide the other day was hashtag Johnny did nothing wrong by attacking Aleister Black. So Johnny feels justified in the fact that he attacked Aleister Black and that the means were justified to his ends. I mean, at the end of the day, he did a very heel thing in attacking Black, and Black is playing this off very well, wanting to kill Gargano because basically he was robbed of a title shot. But I mean, the build to this match has been stupendous, has been stellar. They did a great job with the Who Attacked Aleister Black story. They gave us the great, badass Johnny for the past few months, the Venom to the Spider-Man, and I've liked it so far.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I mean, that's gonna be a great match. They're both fucking great, both of them.
Oh, technically, it's gonna be fantastic.
If it wasn't for the War Games match, I think this would have been the
show stealer.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna come back to it now. Anytime you put Johnny Gargano in a match, it tends to steal the show. Whether it was Almas, then followed by Ciampa, and now we're putting him with Black. And I mean, this almost shows WWE if this turns out to be another stellar match. DIY all stellar matches stole the show. Now Johnny's single career, all his matches are stealing the show. So if he puts on a feud with Aleister Black and steals the show yet again, I think WWE's got to pay attention and say, this guy really could have the potential to be, the next workhorse in WWE. That said, I don't know who wins this match. I'm a little bit torn. I almost feel like it's going to be Black.
I think Black. I think Aleister Black wins.
I think it's going to be a really hard-fought match, but I think Johnny's going to...
Do you think those women are going to get involved?
Well, Nikki was called up to the main roster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she had debuted with Sanity last week against Becky Lynch. So, given that Nikki was called up to the main roster, I don't think Candice is going to get involved.
Those are the subtle changes that I don't understand. Like, why call her up in the middle of a feud that she's the key person in?
It doesn't make sense. Unless they're planning to keep her on both until the storyline ends, but I doubt it. She's part of Sanity again. I never understood separating her from Sanity to begin with, because ultimately she did nothing. She had a couple title runs, like title matches, and then it ended. So, end of the day, I think Aleister Black takes this match. I think it's going to be a 5-star match. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But mark my words, fade to Black. And
I think he wins it. I think he wins it. I see it.
And if Candice helps him, and they go full heel, that would be an even better ending. But I think from the obvious standpoint, you've got Gargano. I think you've got Black winning this 100%.
Yeah.
What's up next, buddy?
The second match on the card is Baszler versus Sane.
Okay. For
the NXT Women's Championship 2 out of 3 falls match.
So they're ending the trilogy with a 2 out of 3 falls match, right? Actually, it's almost like a new trilogy in itself, because you had the Mae Young Classic with Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Kairi takes the win. So you had the first NXT Women's Championship match where Kairi takes the win, and then Shayna gets the last fall.
Who do you see winning it? I think Baszler wins it.
Nope.
Interference. No?
I'm going to tell you why I think Kairi Sane is getting her title back. I'm predicting that Shayna Baszler is going to be showing up on Survivor Series and helping Ronda Rousey beat Charlotte Flair. I think WWE is going to start to plant the seeds of the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the match to do it. You have Charlotte versus Ronda. They could have done it with Becky versus Ronda too. They showed Marina Shafir and Jasmine Duke on WWE TV at Evolution, right? So you actually saw the other 2 horsewomen for the first time, which you had never seen before on WWE TV.
They also had them on NXT?
And they showed them on NXT. So I think you're going to get the 3 horsewomen going up with Baszler to screw Charlotte over. You're going to get the 4 horsewomen, and we're going to get the 4 horsemen versus the 4 horsewomen at some point in the near future. Whether that be Mania, whether that be the Rumble, I'm not sure. But I think Kairi Sane is getting her title back, and Shayna Baszler is getting called up to the main roster.
I see that. I could dig that.
So that's my opinion on who I think is going to win. I love Kairi. I also think Kairi needs the belt more than Shayna does.
I would like to see that. I would like to see that play out, the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsemen. Because it's going to be interesting from them.
Look, they put Becky and Bayley.
They back and forth, jumping ship from brand to brand, kicking each other's ass.
And it's also the first time that all 4 of the horsewomen in WWE are all faces. You've got Becky and Bayley together. You've got Bayley and Banks are friends on Raw. And then on SmackDown, Charlotte and Becky just had this huge war, but they hugged it out. And Becky is fighting.
Well, you saw on Tuesday, right?
Charlotte's fighting for Becky. So the 4 of them are
she chose Becky. Yeah, she chose
Charlotte.
And she was like, I forgot what she said to her.
It was something like, I fought with you, then I'll fight against you, and now I'll fight for you, something like that. So I think
it was Becky telling Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see.
So I think
let's see how it goes. I hope it. I don't know how it would play out, because since they're all on different brands.
Well, it would have to be like a cross-brand attack type of thing. It would have to be one of those pay-per-views. All the brands wait, dude. Actually, all the pay-per-views are dual brand now.
Yeah, but the thing is that you have Charlotte. Becky and Banks and Sasha on Raw, and if Shayna Baszler gets called up with the other 2 horsewomen, they're gonna go to Raw, so they're gonna be outnumbered.
Yeah, but that would be the point, and then you would have this like infiltrator thing where some show up here, some show up there. They have a big brawl. There could be a great story told there, actually.
Yeah. The bullies. I can see them bullying them.
Exactly. Have them bullying Banks and Bayley, and then Charlotte shows up. It could be done.
I can see that happen.
Next match on the card.
Next match on the card is The Dream, Velveteen, and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship.
This is, normally I get an NXT card or I get a WWE card, and I can look down the card and 9 times out of 10 get 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 matches right. From a prediction standpoint, this is the first pay-per-view where I'm blatantly admitting anything that I'm saying is an absolute educated guess, and I have no fucking idea. Because these really could go either way. My guess is it all depends on if they plan on calling Ciampa and Gargano up soon. If they're planning on calling Gargano up, then Velveteen
I don't think they'll call him up solo. I think what's going to happen is DIY is going to go into one of those tag team championship matches like they had with the Hardys, and they're going to have that big ass pop.
Yeah, could be that. But the question is, does Velveteen Dream win the NXT Championship here?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of NXT to say. I've seen enough, but I haven't seen enough Velveteen matches to say, the crowd really wants that to happen.
I think the crowd would bug out if it happened. I think the crowd loves Velveteen Dream at this point. You've had...
no doubt. He's a great talent.
You've had, Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, is literally the best homegrown developed WWE talent in a very, 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 very long time. And I mean a guy that's never touched indies. His character is fantastic. His in-ring work, his ability is fantastic. He just keeps getting better and better. If they're not going to give him the title, I don't know what to do unless they move him back down to the mid-card and give him the North American. Because ultimately, dude, he's ready. I mean, he's literally one of the best things in NXT right now. He's ready.
Yeah, I see it. I see it happening. I mean, I'm all for it. But
they gave him a couple of losses. He had a couple of really big losses that he had to deal with. But he won the past few. And, I mean, he's got some momentum going into this match.
I'm all for it, bro. Hey, Velvet. I just bought a Velveteen shirt, so...
The REAM dream. Maybe it's time for Velveteen to enter the Velveteen era, right, of NXT. And it would make sense, and it would give them an area, because, look, I know that typically call-ups happen around WrestleMania, but I think the rosters are so depleted right now that you may see call-ups before Royal Rumble.
Hey, it's a possibility. Anything, obviously, right now, with the way that WWE is right now, anything is possible. Because look at Daniel Bryan, for example. No one expected that shit, and
those Fox, and I think those Fox contracts begin February 2019, if I'm not correct, which would be, if I'm correct, which would be before WrestleMania anyway. So they're going to need as much talent on board as they can, and I think you're going to see NXT call-ups. So the question they ask themselves is, who's more suitable for the main roster right now? Is it Tommaso Ciampa or is it Velveteen Dream? And if I ask myself that question, to me the answer is simple. It's Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, it's Tommaso Ciampa.
Let's see what happens. We'll see. We'll tune in on Saturday.
Next match.
The next and final match of the card is the War Games match. You have two teams in Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era, baby.
Is it just me, or is Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the War Games the oddest pairing of talent ever?
It's like three Vikings, and
it's like a barbarian, some like mean British dude, and then some like small version of The Rock.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to make of that pairing. It's interesting to say the least. Look, I think, again, it comes back down to call-ups. I would like to think the Undisputed Era is getting called up at some point in the near future. I want to give this win to the Undisputed Era. That's just me as a fan.
I think...
but I think the other team needs it more.
I think the Undisputed Era wins because Pete Dunne might, he doesn't like Ricochet that much, so I think they win.
Think it's Undisputed?
I think Undisputed wins.
I don't know, man. I think that the team that needs it more is actually the weird concoction of a team. Because you've got your North American and your United Kingdom champion there, both of who could use a win. And you've got a team you've got a basic tag team that was one of the top tag teams in Japan coming over to NXT. Is this their first takeover match? Yeah, it's their first takeover match.
Yep.
In their first takeover match, I mean, as much as I love the Undisputed Era, I think the team that needs the win more is the random assortment of characters. I don't think Undisputed Era needs to win.
I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. I've never seen a War Games match other than back in WCW, but I haven't seen one as of recent. And I don't know. I'm not crazy for it. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's so many individual feuds.
Didn't you see the last year's War Games?
No.
You should watch it. It was really good.
I am to to reference it because I've never seen a modern day one.
They did it differently last year. There was 3 teams, which I believe was actually the last one WCW had done. But it looks a little different than the old cage. There's no top to the actual cage. It's almost like a double ring surrounded by a steel cage. That's how they did it last year. Look, I think it's going to be a great match either way. I think overall the event's going to be good. So I got another prediction for you that we're looking for. What talent is going to be sitting in the crowd? Now, there's always newly signed WWE talent. What talent's going to be sitting in the crowd this year?
Was it Keith Lee?
Keith Lee's been on TV, so it won't be Keith Lee.
Maybe Punishment Martinez?
That's who I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're going to see Punishment Martinez. You're going to see Chelsea Green. You're going to see maybe Britt Baker. I think those 3 will be sitting in the crowd.
That'd be great to see them there.
You'll get the little bit of a pop.
Yeah.
Is there any surprises that you've heard?
No, I haven't heard nothing much.
So no new additions that would be a big, maybe like a James Storm or nothing? All right, well, guys, that is it for our quick NXT prediction show. We ask that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, give us a share, let the world know that we're out there. We're trying to grow this thing, and we want you guys to join us for the ride. This is your boy Charlie. That is Dave Duran. We are signing off. I bid you adieu.